guys, Kyle Anderson here with Team Chevrolet Toyota. Just wanted to do a quick overview of the 2019 Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road. Some of the things that separate this from just a normal four-wheel drive Tacoma are that all the TRD Off-Roads are going to come with the black fender flares. You've got the 17-inch alloy wheels, gives you a little bit more meat on your tires from when you're going off-road. Comes with the upgraded suspension, the Bilstein shocks. Still a little bit more traction when you're off-road. This particular one does have the Predator tube steps and has a blackout package, so it's going to make the Tacoma blacked out, some of the badges on the back blacked out, just kind of improve the overall appearance of the truck. Got a 5-foot bed, has cargo lights installed and a deck rail system on it. This deck rail system allows you to put these little, I guess, tie downs you would call them. You can adjust them further up and down the bed and lock them in place. There's 4 of them in total on the truck, 2 for each side. Push it in, slide it wherever you want it to go. Very, very easy. Back here you've got towing hitch already installed. This comes on every single TRD on the market. You've got your 4-prong and your 8-prong, whichever you may need, and it's equipped to pull up to 6,500 pounds. That is every TRD off-road Tacoma on the market that comes with it. Quick overview on the safety features on the 2019 Tacoma. This used to be just a regular Toyota symbol. They've actually added a radar detection into this. That's why it's got this smooth gloss look over. It's basically glass, and behind this is a radar detection. What it does is it picks up on the vehicles in front of you. Say it be 60, 40, or 20 feet away from you. It's going to automatically slow you down that distance to whoever's in front of you. When they get out of your way or you change lanes to get out of their way, you'll automatically go back up to your regular cruising speed. It's also got lane departure alert, so if you start to veer off too far to the left or the right, it'll start by beeping at you and letting you know. And if you don't curve it back into the lane just in time, it'll actually do minor steering wheel adjustments for you. It does not drive the vehicle for you. You can overpower the system very easily. But the idea is if your hands are off the wheel, you started to drift off, it will veer you back into your lane. You've also got pre-collision system with pedestrian detection. So what that means is if there's a car parked at a red light, you're coming up going 30 miles an hour, the vehicle's going to pick up on the fact that you're still going 30 miles an hour and you probably shouldn't be. It'll start by beeping at you. If you don't hit the brakes in time, it will hit the brakes for you. And the idea is that it's hopefully going to completely avoid the wreck altogether, but if not, greatly reduce what would have been a much worse impact. And the final thing that it has is it's got automatic high beam. So when you're driving down the road, as long as nobody is in front of you or coming at you within 2,000 feet, those high beams are going to come on. They don't work in town because of the ambient lighting, and you don't want them to work in town anyways. But whenever you're driving down the highway or any kind of a back road, as long as you're the only one on the road in front of you or coming at you, your high beams are going to go on. They're going to automatically come off as soon as they detect the lights in front of you or behind you. Guys, moving on to the inside of the Toyota Tacoma. Got a push button start. That's in standard on all TRD off-roads. Here's your information display, very similar to what's in a lot of the other Toyotas. Just a few different options. You've got radio and safety features, cruise control, lane departure alert, and you know that's off right now. Messages, that's going to be if there's something going on with your car, like a low tire, need an oil change, stuff like that. More places to control some of the safety features. There's a pre-collision I was talking about earlier, the lane departure alert. And this is a screen most people leave it on because it gives you a digital readout of your speed and tells you you got 51 miles so you run out of gas. So probably need to put some gas in this thing here pretty soon. Steering wheel controls, very simple. This is how you scroll through the screen on the front right here. Change the radio stations up and down on the volume. Very simple stuff. Answer the phone. This is for your radar detection cruise control. This is where you adjust it. I'll show you up there. This is the 60, 40, 20 feet that I was telling y'all about. You can adjust it right there. Turn on lane departure alert, on and off right there. Very, very simple. Moving over here. Same thing like in a lot of the Toyotas. Very similar if you've already have a Toyota. If you have your phone hooked up, you can have up to 4 contacts up here at one time. And all you do when you're driving down the road, as long as your phone's in the vehicle and your Bluetooth's on, you just hit that button and it's going to automatically start calling whoever is in your top 4 right here. Got your radio up here, and all TRD off-roads come standard with navigation. Every one of them. Moving on to some of the apps. Obviously, 2 ways of doing a lot of things. From the home button, I can get to navigation, or from apps, I can get to navigation. Just whatever makes you feel more comfortable. Audio brings to your radio. You can hook your phone up to it, listen to music, answer phone calls, all that stuff wirelessly, receive text messages, keep up with gas mileage real time. Kind of gives you a little bar graph over the last 15 minutes up to 30 miles a gallon. Just help you kind of keep up with what's going on. Basic setup, traffic, if there's any kind of traffic incidents going on, weather, see what the forecast is going to be like. That does work on an HD radio signal. So if you're somewhere where you don't have an HD radio signal, those two particular features won't work. But anytime you get into any kind of major metropolitan area, those are pretty much guaranteed to work there. Maintenance, and I love this. Look at that. You pull up engine oil filter, rotation, tires. I mean, you can keep up with what day it's been done, how long it's been going, and how long you have remaining until it's time to get done. And our mechanics up here, once you do anything like that, we'll get all this stuff set up for y'all. Moving down to here, you got basic air conditioning controls. Here's your four-wheel drive. We'll go into that here in a little more depth here in just a minute. Rear window opener. I'm not going to turn the camera around, but it slides the rear window. It does not roll all the way down. It just slides. Actually, let me show y'all. Opens the window just like that. Got your charging ports here, auxiliary cable, and then what this is actually a wireless charger. As long as that's turned on and your phone has wireless charging capabilities, you just set it down right here and it'll start wirelessly charging. Moving on to actually what makes this a TRD off-road. So you've got your mountainous terrain and your crawl control. And I'll go over those here in just a second. Lock and rear differential, traction control off, all that good stuff. So when you're driving down the road, or realistically, when you're driving off the road, you come up on a spot and you know you need to go ahead and be in four-wheel drive, go ahead and just flick that over into four-wheel drive. You can see that blinking. And now it's locked in, engaged in four-wheel drive. Put it in drive, and now you're good to go. Let's say you pull up on an area that's a lot more thick and you need to be in four-wheel drive low. You're gonna wanna go ahead and shift it into neutral, move this to four-wheel drive low, and then watch all this stuff up here. Your vehicle stability control has been turned off, the pre-collision system's been turned off, all your traction control settings have been turned off, and you are in four-wheel drive low now. Move it into drive mode, hit the crawl button, and now it brings up different speeds. That's what the low, medium, and high is. When you're in crawl control mode, you do not have to worry about the brake or the gas. It's going to do all of that for you. The only thing you have to do is make sure you keep the vehicle in the direction that basically you're wanting to go. It will work in forward and reverse. And I'm not going to demonstrate it right now because we are on pavement. It's not a good thing to use on pavement. You really want to be on off-road basically to be using the four-wheel drive system, especially in the crawl control mode. But this is just for if you get stuck in some mud and there's no way out, this will get you out. The other options on here, before I get to that, we do have to get out of crawl control mode before I show you the mountainous terrain. So to do that, you'll actually flip it into neutral. Call control has been deactivated. And now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hit my mountainous terrain control. So now my mountainous terrain control is up. This little dial right here is what's going to control the different kinds of terrain. Let me show you what I mean. We'll come all the way over to the left. All the way over to the left is mud and sand. Move over one more to loose rock, mogul, rock and dirt, and just rocks. Here in South Arkansas, I'll be honest, mud and sand's probably going to be the only one you'll ever need. But if y'all are going to be going off-road and some deep stuff, and you know it's a little bit muddy, a little bit sandy, throw it in the mountainous terrain control and throw it on the mud and sand option, and you should be able to cruise right through it. If you do happen to get stuck though, you've got that crawl control to get you out of it. Once you get out of wherever you're stuck and you're ready to get back into regular four-wheel drive mode, just make sure that you're in neutral. Flip it over back into four-wheel drive. Multi-train select has been deactivated, so now we're just in regular four-wheel drive high mode now, and all of our safety features have been turned back on. Everything's good to go. Once you get back on the main road, all you do, flip into two-wheel drive, and that light goes off. Now we're in two-wheel drive, flipping and drive, and we are good to go. Thank y'all for watching my presentation on the 2019 Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road. this was a very quick rundown. So if y'all have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and y'all have a good day.